Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to take you through a day in my life as I prepare for the USMLE Step 2 CK. My routine is pretty structured, but it's what helps me stay focused, it helps me stay motivated and consistent. Hopefully this gives you guys a glimpse into how I balance studying, prayer, and self-care while I'm preparing for this exam. So you know what, yeah, let's jump right in. So I usually start my mornings with a light 30-minute walk. It's the perfect way for me to wake up my body and clear my head before diving into study mode. Once I'm back, it's time for some coffee and some devotion. I take about 15 minutes reading the daily devotion. This has got to be one of my favorite things in the morning because it helps me just sit with God, and it reminds me to have a heart of gratitude for being able to wake up and, have this opportunity to try again today. It also helps keep me grounded and it gives me the right mindset to start studying. I always feel my mug here. Let me show you guys. I always feel this Stanley all the way up every single morning so I have enough water to drink, and I try as much as I can to finish a whole one. I have to consciously remind myself to drink water. This is super helpful and I can keep track of how much water I'm drinking in the day. So hydration is super important. Make sure you hydrate when you're studying because you need your brain to work, and one of the ways it helps you work is through enough fluids. I then start my Anki flashcards. So this is from around 7:30 to 8:30. Initially, I was much slower, but you definitely pick up with time. You get faster with it. And I also have a really great deck that I'm finding really useful for step 2. So I highly recommend Anki. It helps with like spaced repetition. I cannot tell you how much this was helpful. Even in step 1, I made my own deck. But I didn't use Anki at the time because I was not so familiar with it. But this is such a game changer. Highly recommend. Next up is one of the most important parts of my day. That's my first UWorld block. So I do a 40 question block every morning, and this helps me practice test taking and keeps me sharp. I always find it easier to do a block in the morning because my mind is still alert and awake. I typically do a lot better in these blocks in the morning. So, and after that, I take a quick break before going into review. Well, I find it better to quickly review my questions instead of studying another block and then having to review all 80 at the end of the day. I just find it quicker. I already remember the questions, so I don't waste a lot of time. This has really cut down on the time I spend reviewing my blocks. I'm done reviewing my first block of questions. I just wanted to show you guys what I use. So I use this USMLE Step 2 CK book for the questions that I failed, or for those that I was sort of like in between or like hesitating on the answer. Read up on why the right answer was the right answer and why the wrong answer was wrong, just to be able to differentiate that. So I go back to my book. Like for example, I'm currently in like dermatology, working on a question which confused me a little bit, so I had to go back to my book to read the 2 different conditions and differentiate them. I use this USMLE book. It's good. I also use it to annotate. I like how it's structured. I like that it has like a condition, the treatment, the management, the diagnosis, all that. I love that about this book. But it can get quite confusing for conditions that are very similar in terms of like things like treatment or management. So the other thing I like to do when it's kind of hard to keep ideas separate or things separate is I make flashcards just to help me be able to go back and review that so it sticks in my mind. So yeah, that's a tip I wanted to share with you guys. I'll quickly finish going through the rest of the questions, and then I will then go off to pray. So it's almost, let me show you the time. So it's 10:44, if you guys can see. So prayers will start in about 16 minutes. So I'll quickly wrap this up and also just take a walk briefly before I start with my prayers. So yeah. And at 11 o'clock, that's when I get ready for online prayers. I find this as a way to pause, reconnect, and remind myself why I'm doing all this. That was an amazing session. Oh my gosh. It's amazing how timely these prayers always are. They're online, but it's almost like whatever I go through that day, the message just hits the bullseye, you know, like it's such good timing. And almost every day, I live with a word of encouragement. I live with like a different mindset. I live energized. The word of God prayer, it's like food, it's nutrition, spiritual nutrition. And it's almost like the feeling you get when you're hungry and you have a meal. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so glad to have this online prayer group that I've been a part of since I was in China. I'm just so glad I get to join them and I get to continuously grow spiritually with the same spiritual father, and it's great. I love it. Yeah, anyway, it's a few minutes past midday, so we're gonna go quickly grab a snack, and then we'll get on with the afternoon's festivities. It's actually really beautiful outside. It's really sunny. I think I'm gonna go eat something and then maybe go outside, get some fresh air, just go for a quick walk before I start the afternoon session with my group discussion. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. So this is my lunch. It's chicken wings from Costco with ranch dressing on the side. Yeah, you guys are welcome to join me. After my lunch, then I go on and join a group discussion. This is usually from around 12:30 to 3:30, depending on the availability of my study partner. So this is all about teamwork. So we go over questions together. It could be CMS forms, or sometimes we do a block of questions on your world and review them. I find that two heads are better than one, obviously, is more than true. I find that I learn from my study partners and they also learn from me. And it's also a good way to just connect and have each other's back and encourage each other, because this is sort of like a marathon, it's like a half marathon, not a sprint. It takes time. Some days you can be discouraged, so it's nice to have each other and to encourage each other. I want to make myself a matcha to sort of wake me up. So I have my bowl here, whisk over here for sifting. And this is Perfect Head Matcha. I got all this from Amazon. I got this from Amazon as well. So I'll put it in the description box if you want to try it. Moment of truth. Oh, that's good. That's really, really good. Wow. So it's time to move my body a little bit, exercise. So I have on this cute set from Honor Active. It's really cute. I love the color. I love how snug it is. They just complement almost every body type and they're so comfortable. We'll get started. We're just gonna do a walk on the treadmill for at least 45 minutes. I may stretch it to 60 minutes, but it'll be on an incline and we'll also bear some weight. So that's good enough for today. If I feel like I have more energy, I go a little bit harder. If I feel like I have less energy, I take it slow. You can't come and kill yourself. That's what people say. So no, I'm not gonna come and kill myself. So I'm just gonna do what I can do. It still means something. So let's go. Workouts are really essential. It's one of those important core components of preparing for this exam. I feel like if like the main things are like world, like reviewing and exercise and prayer. I feel like when you stop one thing, something like exercise, if you don't exercise, you find yourself really fatigued. It's hard for you to concentrate. So this is highly recommended. And I don't do this every single day. I try to at least work out every other day, even if it's not a workout, just a walk is okay. This helps me release some stress and keeps my energy up for long study hours. After that, I get into another world block. So I'll do a second set of 40 questions in the evening. It's tough, but it trains me to think even when I'm tired. I do 2 blocks of 40 questions each, but very soon I'll be increasing that to around 4 blocks a day. Next, I'll review these questions while they're still fresh in my mind. I'll close out the day with more Anki flashcards. Yeah, that's what a typical day in my life looks like right now. As I prepare for my exam, it's definitely intense, but having this structure keeps me balanced and consistent. If you're also studying, I hope this gave you some encouragement and some ideas for your own routine. Let me know in the comments how you structure your day, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you find this helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.